Good morning students, we are studying chapter number 14, reproduction in animal. Today let's take topic, how do hens lay eggs? In hens, fertilization is internal as it takes place inside the body of female, but unlike human, the development of their young ones take place outside the body of the female bird. This is therefore an example of internal fertilization and external development. ये हमने पढ़ा भी था. After fertilization, the zygote start dividing and moves down the oviduct. As it moves down, a number of protective layers gets formed around it. The eggshell is one of these protective layers. It is deposited around the egg in the lower part of the oviduct of the hen, just before the egg is laid. The eggshell is made up of, underline this, calcite, a crystalline form of calcium carbonate. The embryo develops inside the egg for 21 days, and this period is said to be incubation period, after which the chick gets fully developed. During the incubation period, the eggs require a specific temperature. This is provided by the hen by sitting on the eggs. Sometimes this is done artificially by keeping the eggs in the incubator. ठीक है, incubator आपकी मशीन है जहाँ पर टेम्परेचर क्या होता है, बहुत ज़्यादा हाई होता है और eggs hatch करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. Finally, the egg shell breaks down and the chicks come out. This process is said to be hatching. ठीक है, when the shell break down and chicks come out, this is said to be your hatching. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर आपके क्वेश्चन बनेंगे. एगशेल किसका बना हुआ था? यू कैन राइट डाउन, इट इज मेड अप ऑफ कैल्साइट, दैट इज कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट. फिर आपका ये क्वेश्चन भी आया है कि एग्स जो है इंक्यूबेशन पीरियड का टाइम कितना होता है? यू राइट दे 21 डेज. ठीक है, फिर आपका यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन आ जाता है इंक्यूबेटर क्या है. ठीक है, टेम्परेचर, स्पेसिफिक टेम्परेचर होता है और इसमें क्या है, ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर रखा जाता है ताकि जो है एग्स हैं वो हैच हो जाए. ठीक है, और हैचिंग क्या है कि जब एग शेल आपका ब्रेक डाउन करता है और चिक्स बाहर आता है, दैट इज सेड टू बी हैचिंग. तो ये आपके 1 या 2 मार्क्स में क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं. आफ्टर दैट, viviparous and oviparous animals. We have talked about the external and internal development of the young ones in different animals. First, viviparous animal. Vivacious word means alive. Are those animals whose female give birth to the young ones. The embryo develops inside the body of mother. The mother gives birth to young one. This characteristic distinguish mammals from the group. ठीक है, I think viviparous is clear to you, means alive. Are those animal whose female give birth to the young one, embryo develop inside the body of mother, and mother give birth to their young one. And that's why I distinguish mammal from the other group. After that, oviparous animals. Oviparous, ova means egg, are animals that lay eggs. The eggs have a little or no other embryonic development within the mother. The development of the egg take place in the relevant external surrounding. It is the productive method of most fish, amphibians that live on both land as well as in water, reptiles, bird and insects. So sometimes this question is again going to ask in your examination, differentiate between viviparous and oviparous animal. So first of all you have to write down the definition, then give the examples. Okay, these are the eggs of frog. Okay, and this is the tadpole of frog. After that, yes, the journey from young ones to adult, very important. ठीक है, लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ फ्रॉग के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. ठीक है, मेटामॉर्फिज्म में ये आपको क्वेश्चन आता है, ध्यान से इस टॉपिक को देखेंगे. ऑल यंग वंस ग्रो टू फॉर्म एडल्ट regardless of whether they have hatched from an egg or are born directly. In many animals, the young one at birth is the miniature version of the adult form. The development of such young ones is known as the direct development. ठीक है. In some animals, the young one initially are very different from their adult one. For example, a tadpole looks very different from an adult frog. Similarly, a caterpillar or the pupa or the silk moth or the butterfly looks very, very different from their parent. In fact, there are a number of features in the adult frogs that are not present in the tadpole or the larva stage. For example, a frog has lungs, but a tadpole has gills for their respiration. ठीक है. तो फ्रॉग के क्या होते हैं? लंग्स होते हैं. tadpole के क्या है? गिल्स. This type of development is known as indirect development. ठीक है. तो ये भी आपका क्वेश्चन आ जाता है. Define direct and indirect development. So you can write down the definition and give the example also. A marked and more or less abrupt development change in the structure and the habits of the animal, as in case of butterfly or frog, occurring during its life cycle is termed as metamorphosis. Very very important. ये आता है क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. तो आप डेफिनेशन लिख लोगे. Define metamorphosis. So you can write down the definition for here. ठीक है. The structure and habits of animal occurring during its life cycle is termed as the metamorphosis. Change in structure and habits. Okay, write down. During the life cycle of amphibians, eggs are laid in water. A tadpole then emerges from the eggs and swim freely in a water. The tadpole has a gills, a tail and a small circular mouth. The tadpole grows until it begins to undergo metamorphosis. Metamorphosis begins with the development of hind legs, followed by the front legs. Then the lungs develop. The tadpole then begins to swim to a surface of water to breathe. The intestine shorten to adapt the animal to a carnivorous diet. In case of frogs, the tail gets absorbed by the body during the last stage of metamorphosis. A tail tadpole thereby changes into a tailless frog. Okay, so there are number of steps that are going to follow during the metamorphosis in the life cycle of the frog. You can see in the picture. It will make you more clear. You can see these are the eggs which are laid into the water. After that, it will develops into embryo. Then these are the stages of tadpole. You can see the front legs break through. You can see. After that, start of preliminary breathing by the lungs. Tadpole है तो इस स्टेज पे ये क्या करता है? It breathe through its gills. But finally यहाँ पर अब आपके किस में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है? ठीक है. ब्रीथिंग रेट किस में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है? लंग्स में डिवेल्प हो रहा है. नाउ यहाँ पर आपका फिर टैडपोल में कन्वर्ट हो गया. एंड फाइनली ये देखो इसकी जो टेल थी दैट इज disappointed and it will converted into the adult frog. तो these are the life cycle of the frog. तो देखो इसमें indirect development है. Eggs हैं. Tadpole is totally different from the tadpole and from the adult one. You can see in the picture. And sometimes this question is also again going to ask in your examination. Draw the life cycle of frog. Define metamorphosis. ठीक है. And also draw the life cycle of frog. Sometime also he is going to ask the question of life cycle of butterfly. This question we already had done in class 7. तो ये अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करेंगे आप चैप्टर. ठीक है. एंड ये चैप्टर ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट ही हो गया है हमारा. ठीक है. तो एक्सरसाइज आई विल गिव यू on your site. You can get the answer from there. So this is all about your chapter number 14. ठीक है. रिप्रोडक्शन इन एनिमल. अंडरस्टैंड करना है इसको, अच्छे से रीड करना, देन ट्राई टू गिव द आंसर ऑफ दिस. सो थैंक यू एंड हैव अ नाइस डे.